You're listening to Supervision with a Vision, where we discuss all things supervision. I'm your host, Sarah, professional counselor, marriage and family therapist, play therapist, eating disorder specialist, and cookie lover, with my co-host, Heather, marriage and family therapist, certified Together in Texas counselor, a Texas transplant from California, and outdoor adventurer. Hi, welcome to Supervision with a Vision. Today, Heather and I are talking about how our pets can teach us new things about our supervisees and clients. This week, we read 3 Things Dogs and Cat Guardians Get Right, published in Psychology Today, 2022. Heather, we're being creative
Right.
today.
This is a fun article.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of thing we normally do.
Yeah. So the first point in the article was keep learning.
Right. So in relation to pets at home, I mean, that's one thing, right? Your dog will do something funny one time and you're like, oh, look, that's what they want. Like you figure something out. But I think it happens with supervisees. And I think they learn along the way something new. And we have to learn how to address it. It might be something that I have a supervisee right now that is working in a hospital. That's very different for me. I don't have, I mean, that's new for me. So I've had to kind of learn a new path and learn how to follow her and figure some of that out.
The things that she does or needs to know how to do.
Right.
What about, I mean, you and I have both had pets that were older.
Right.
I think that's one way that it parallels our pets and our supervisees or clients, that as our pets got older, they changed, like the things that they do, the things that they like, the maybe when they're puppies. We have dogs, not cats.
But I was gonna say, we don't have any cats.
Yeah. But when they're puppies and you get used to how energetic they are, or the way they respond when you come home, and that can change over time as they get older. I think that could be true about a supervisee. Not that they wag their tail when you come home.
No, but it is different. The motivation is different.
We've talked about this before. Our supervisees as very brand new counselors.
Correct.
And what that looks like and how they interact with us and clients. And then that same person with more experience under their belt, they react to their clients differently. They talk to us differently. And so we adjust.
Correct.
And so we're learning our supervisees and we're learning our pets and what they like or don't like. Or maybe even maybe this kind of takes us to our next point, actually. Can you think of anything else related to keep learning? Our pets keep learning, our supervisees keep learning, but we're also learning about them.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where when you see the big picture of your supervisees and when they're growing along that path, there would be things in the early stages we would worry about, just like you would worry about leaving a puppy for too long, right? But then after that dog grows up and is a little older, you're like, oh, you don't even need to be in the crate anymore. You can go play and you can have a good day. And I think it's the same time with supervisees. They get to a spot where you're like, oh, yeah, you had to discharge a client. That's not always fun, but you know how to do that now, and you don't worry about it as much, or you don't think about it.
Maybe discharging, but also walking a supervisee through the process of abuse reporting.
Right. Yeah, that's a great example.
And at first, you talk through every little step and how they feel and what's going to happen. But down the road, a year down the road, a supervisee has to do that, and it's
completely different.
Right. You're like, oh, yeah, and I had to report this week.
Right.
And you're like, oh, tell me how that went. And it's more casual.
Right.
And you don't have to go through each step. I think you mentioned that a while back in an episode that you had a supervisee that you went, oh, I forgot.
You haven't done this.
Right. And so you had to go let's be specific and step by step walk through this.
Right.
So we're learning where they're at. They're learning a whole new
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So our next point is create rewards. And I was thinking with pets, you learn what reward they really want.
Right. What they really want.
I have treats for my dog that he just really is not interested in.
Right.
And I'm like, treat was expensive, dude.
Right. And why don't you like that? Yeah.
Eat it. But man, he will loves a blueberry.
Hey,
It's like
his favorite thing.
Yes.
So, hey,
I mean,
it's easily done.
He will perk up if you open the refrigerator door and if you open the package.
You the clamshell open. He's like, oh.
He's like, that's for me. I'm like, no, other people eat blueberries here. But if we're thinking about creating rewards or encouraging our supervisees, then you probably learned that in working with them. That over time you realize, okay, my supervisee does not wag his tail over a blueberry.
Right.
But maybe it's something else that really does it for them.
And I think knowing that if they've accomplished something with a client, or maybe even it is after like learning to do a report of some nature or something like that, and they've done it and it wasn't hard and it wasn't, it's like, okay, like that's a great breaking point to be like, hey, you like acknowledge that. Stop.
Yes.
Like pay attention. Like you just did this cool thing that you may not even realize was a good thing.
I feel like I did that maybe even this week with some clients that, having known them, we can reflect back on when we met, and I can say, remember at that point, something like this would have completely rattled you. This would have been really disruptive to school or work right now, but look at how you handled that.
Right. And you just did it. And I think sometimes it does take a supervisee to point it out and be like, hey, this was great. Because often, at least for my supervisees, they're about getting hours and they're about working like as many different places as they can. And then they don't even realize that they've done something great or that they accomplished something they couldn't have done 6 months ago.
Right. So the article actually says, create food rewards. Now that fits a puppy.
Throw that out the way.
Yeah, but I don't know that exactly fits a supervisee. If you like gave them like a dog treat every time,
I don't think it would
something
work.
good. Thinking about it though, maybe not exactly a reward, but I know that I've been responsible for a treatment team, and there were times where actually this is it's kind of that time of year, fall. I tried to bring like Halloween cookies, little pumpkin cookies. And to a team that I didn't know very well yet. No one ate those cookies. Not one single cookie.
Oh.
And I'm like,
but I made you cute pumpkin cookies.
Yeah. I thought this was a cool thing, and you guys are just really not into pumpkin cookies, apparently. But I learned from that and went, this is not a group that cares about getting donuts at a morning meeting or cookies.
Right.
Food is not going to do it for them. But I had to get kind of creative and think, what is it that gets them excited or pumps them up or shows them I appreciate them? What can you think of something that you've done that maybe was really unique or specific to a supervisee or client that shows them you appreciate them?
Think of something I did as a manager, kind of in a different role, not necessarily in counseling, but I had like 4 people underneath me, and we had gone through kind of a time where we were doing a lot of fundraising and auctions and things like that. And so I was the lead, and I just covered them to have like an extra long lunch. And that was huge.
Yes.
Like that was like awesome to them that they got this like, didn't have to rush back to the office. Like, say, see you in 2 hours. And it was like, all of them had planned what they were going to do on their break.
Oh,
but it was like a fun little,
No, that group with the pumpkin cookies, I feel like I tried a lot of things. I think my next thing was I made little handwritten notes to each person that would, specifically thanking them for something that they I mean, they liked it better than the cookies, but it still wasn't their thing. And then one of them that really went above and beyond, she worked really hard and was there for a long time and went through a lot of change with the program. I think that she appreciated the idea of it. I took her out to a nice lunch. So it was a longer,
lunch,
and it was a break, and it felt like something nice and special. But the food wasn't it. It wasn't
about the time.
She she ate, but like that wasn't the special part. The special part was, this is like a luxurious afternoon where we're not hurrying back to. I think that kind of
was the bigger piece.
Made a difference to her, but it's tricky. I think to find the thing that feels like a reward to each one of the people that you work with.
Well, and you can work in a group of people, and what works for someone might not work for someone else.
Yeah.
So
I think it's hard. And with supervision, you're not like taking them out to lunch or
you're not
things like
having
that. So it's kind of different. If you had someone who finished all of their hours with you, so they've completed their supervision requirement, is there a way that you acknowledge that or celebrate that or make a fuss over it?
I think I do. And depending on the person, I try and make it match whatever. But maybe it's just like, hey, let's go to dinner now, or let's go do something like more fun, not on the clock supervision-y. Like just let's get like some kind of acknowledgement. I'm big about encouraging people when they hit those milestones along the way of like, so what'd you do to celebrate?
Yes, I say that. Yeah.
And people are like, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. I do. I think that is I say the same thing, and I think that's almost always the response I get. I guess nothing.
Right.
I have a supervisee that maybe it feels like it's been a long time, but maybe it's been a month. Finished all of their hours, and I had not ever met her in person.
Oh, yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, right.
And since we signed paperwork and we finished, I keep thinking,
that feels so incomplete.
Like it's like flat, like,
Right.
Okay.
And I do think I should think up something
Right.
to do, but I don't know what that would be.
I've sent cards before, like a handwritten, message kind of thing. I think it's always great sometimes to just wait and do like lunch later on. Like, okay, you lunch, and then where are you working now? It kind of depends on if I'm still going to see them or not.
Right. I mean, that it already feels incomplete, but even more incomplete because I don't think I will see this person.
Right.
There's not a reason.
Right.
We would have to create a reason.
Right.
That we would see or talk to each other in the near future. I think the world of counseling is small enough. I will certainly run into her. And I think she already emailed one time with just like, would you be a reference for a job?
Right.
Of course I said yes, but that doesn't really feel like we interacted very much. I'm going to have to think about something to do.
Something to be creative.
Which, creative,
Right.
that is our next point in the article. Do things that are enjoyable and play.
Right.
So I think that points me in the right direction. I'm going to think of something that feels like a reward and feels like
Fun.
Right. But our pets, our supervisees, how do we continue to find things to do that are enjoyable and have fun with it?
So one of our pets in particular at my house, dog, and she's our younger dog, she absolutely she likes a tennis ball and she will carry it all the time, but she actually does not want you to, well, she does. She wants you to play with it, but she does not want you to throw it and bounce the tennis ball. She breaks the tennis ball. So it's just like this like smashed tennis ball, but she loves it and she wants you to toss it, but she doesn't want it to go bouncing everywhere. Like she wants it to just like, she wants you to throw it like, I don't know, maybe 10 feet away. And she's a big dog, so that's like not very far. But she is obsessed with it. And she brings it to you like it's her baby. And she's like, do you see this? Do you see this? Like, do you want to play with me? That for her is her like level of like, she like actually likes that better than treats. Like she loves this tennis ball game. She has made it up on her own in like the last 2 months.
How funny.
And it is very like, our house has been busy since kids went back to school. And I think she's just looking for that, like, play one-on-one, like, someone play with me. And she does it to everybody. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
Like, I have this smashed tennis ball. Don't you want it? Pretty sure not. But it has become a game. So
Mine, both of them have different games that they've played. Socks. Sounds like, like, take off it and... A clean sock is good, but a dirty sock is really good. But it sounds like the same kind of thing with the tennis ball. Like, and you can't throw a dirty sock really far.
Right.
It's like across the room maybe. But like, he runs and gets it, and it's like,
I got your sock.
I bet you want this.
Right.
And I want it. But tug of war? No, not
so
tug
much.
of war.
Right.
But like, I want it. You want it, and kind of a game of chase or like keep away or something with it. But our other dog kind of does this. It's like, I don't know what she thinks it is, but I think in our minds, it's like a snake. It's like something that's like getting her.
Right.
And she acts like, no, I got it.
Oh, well,
Like,
okay.
this thing is going to like attack her. And she is like just a total fluff ball and couldn't attack anything, but she attacks back.
Right.
But she not mean. It's like a playful, like
a slap fight.
Yes. Like she kind of like jumps like she's going to get it. But then the most she ever does is just put like her mouth around it.
And then runs away.
Right.
Like, oh no, I touched it.
So it also maybe like a game of keep away but yeah, they've kind of like created those games that like, look, we're playing. We're playing.
So
do supervisees do that?
I don't know if it's like quite so blatant like that, but I have on occasion just done silly stuff. For a while, all of my supervision time was on Fridays. And I just felt like that. First of all, a great Friday, because on my chart, it was no clients. So it was like, oh, it's just supervision. That's fun. But I have just like pulled out toys and been like, you have young clients and I haven't showed you this or I haven't done this. Like just pull them out like, part of it maybe just exploring activities to do with them, but then also just getting your supervisee to like relax, like calm down. Like
I feel like maybe this is kind of missing if I have virtual supervisees.
Yeah.
But I can think about, and now that I'm thinking of comparing it to playing with one of the dogs, it does kind of feel like this, that I had a supervisee who in my office or in her office, we just had those kind of like goofy things that sit on your desk.
Oh yeah. Fidgety toys, yeah.
Right, fidgety toys. Or even like a freebie that somebody gave you, and she would almost like like a surprise, like put it somewhere.
Like somewhere else today.
Right. Like it would appear on my desk. And then next it would appear on her desk.
Right.
And then it would appear in a different room.
Right.
And it was like kind of a joke, like a silly, like, oh, I found it.
Right.
You know, which is kind of like the tennis ball or the sock.
Right.
But without being in person, I think I've lost that.
Yeah.
So I wonder, how would you propose to do that if you're online?
I don't know. It'd almost have to be like something fun that you both could experience while you're online, whether it's I don't know, some kind, I'd have to research, maybe some kind of game that you could play or some kind of like.
Maybe once intentionally I asked supervisees to come to a virtual supervision session with paper and crayons or markers.
Yeah, right.
But I planned ahead and told them.
You had to really.
And I think it was a group that week, and actually one of them came with nothing, and I like waited.
Right. We'll wait for you. Go get your crayons.
Right. This is kind of a thing, and we're going to do, everybody else is ready, so we're going to do this. But maybe I could do that again, but maybe I would even say to them what we're saying to each other. When you're in person, you get to do this, and now you don't. So I still want to do it.
Right.
I still miss out on this. Yeah.
Right.
I think in person, there would be snacks or sharing, and even that can be kind of playful.
Yeah, I've done like fun little icebreakers if I'm doing group supervision with like a newer group that doesn't quite know each other, or maybe they're just at different stages and so they're not really going to like gel as a group for very long. Of just like 3 facts that have nothing to do with like 3 facts about me that have nothing to do with counseling.
Yeah.
That is just like fun to break the ice with, and then like let the next person go and like you come up with some funny stuff. I mean, one of my supervisees, he was raising goats and I didn't even know it. Like. And he'd been my supervisee for a while, probably like 6 months, and it just never come up.
Yeah.
And I thought, really? How many goats do you have? I mean, it just became this whole conversation. Yeah. Like, now I need to know. Like,
do they have names?
Right. And like, are you selling them?
Are they your pets?
Right. Do you count them as pets or not? I do think that's a fun kind of way to get to know people.
You know, I'm inspired by this. I think I'm going to try and figure out how to be playful again.
Right.
And do things that are enjoyable, even though we're kind of stuck right now being virtual.
Right.
And I mean, maybe side note, not all of our listeners live close to where we are.
Right.
We don't have to be a virtual, but it's become a convenience. And so my supervisees are in offices all over the Metroplex. Right. So they're very kind of farther away.
Yeah.
So it's easier for them. But yeah, it means I miss out on having some of the in-person interaction. Well, so I'm a little surprised that we found so many similarities between our pets and our supervisees and clients. But Heather and I would love to hear about the lessons that you learned from your pets. And of course, any ideas that you have for future episodes of Supervision with a Vision. And thanks for listening today.
You've been listening to Supervision with a Vision. Head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Therapy Academy to join the conversation and get show notes. We'll be back next week with more Supervision with a Vision.